Swordfish is a species of large fish with pale pink flesh that is eaten all around the world. It has a plain flavor, making it a perfect ingredient for a wide variety of dishes such as sauté, meuniere, teriyaki, deep-fried, or even simmered in tomato sauce. The name for swordfish in Japanese, kajiki maguro, actually contains the word tuna, maguro. Like tuna, it is a large, migratory fish with good meat quality, which is said to be the origin of its name. Despite that, swordfish and tuna are completely separate species of fish and look totally different. Swordfish are high in protein and low in fat. They are rich in vitamin D, which helps promote calcium absorption, vitamin E, which acts as an antioxidant, potassium, which helps to get rid of excess sodium, and DHA, which helps improve blood flow and support blood vessel health. Remove any surface water before wrapping in plastic wrap, being careful not to allow any air inside, then store in the refrigerator or freezer. Estimated storage time is approximately 2 days if refrigerated or approximately 2 weeks if frozen. Do not return swordfish to the freezer after defrosting. Swordfish is said to be the fastest fish in the world. They swim at high speeds for long periods of time, making swordfish meat rather lean and rich in omega peptide, which aids in fatigue recovery. Being a large fish, swordfish is likely to contain a high amount of mercury. Pregnant women should follow their local guidelines to consume an appropriate amount. The rudder is a board that changes the direction of the ship. Meaning the upper lip can penetrate the rudder is the plank that forms the lowest part of the side of a Japanese boat. Meaning of kajiki, the beak of the marlin is like a sharp iron rod. If the ship encounters this fish, it will be punctured. That is why it is often called kajitsu. It is a large fish that inhabits the Japanese archipelago and tropical temperate regions around the world. It is eaten all over the world. In restaurants in the Kanto region, the term marlin refers to the marlin species, and in retail stores, the term marlin refers to the species. Although the price is a bit high, it is stable, can be cooked in many different ways, and is delicious, so it is popular with many people. Not a day goes by that I don't have to wait in line at the fish shop or supermarket. There are many different sales formats, including fresh and frozen fillets, salted fish and other processed products. Fillets are often labeled as fatty tuna, medium fatty tuna, or large fatty tuna. The reason it has become so familiar in the Kanto region is probably because it is produced in large quantities in Sanriku from Choshi and has been available for a long time. In places like Sanriku, the white meat is combined with red tuna sashimi to create red and white, and is also used during celebrations. A rare fish, but it is difficult to see it in good condition. During fishing, the long sword part of the upper jaw was cut off. It's easy to get fillet to eat. Market evaluation: you can see many imported frozen products all year round. Many are produced domestically and both are very popular. Domestic goods prices are a bit high, frozen goods prices are not cheap and stable. Method: main production areas: Miyagi Prefecture, Chiba Prefecture, Tokyo, Kochi Prefecture and Shizuoka Prefecture. There are many imported products. Swordfish sold at auction. Swordfish sold at auction are imported, and those caught in distant waters have their heads cut off. All head products are domestically produced and raw materials are distributed. How to choose? Mainly fillet, something that makes you feel tense and excited. The white ones have more fat than the red ones. Taste. Many frozen foods are seasonal from fall to winter and can be used year-round. The scales are rough but easily removed. The skin is thick and layered and can be eaten. Bones are very hard. The flesh is opaque white and slightly red. The fat is mixed well and the fat has a unique flavor. Mussels and frozen cheeks are also delicious. In local production areas, the fin under the fin, especially under the dorsal fin, is called the harmonica and is highly prized. Swordfish koro. The body is cloudy because the swordfish fat is mixed well. There is nothing special in the blood, it has a relaxing taste. The lower part of the harmonica dorsal fin of the swordfish. Although the meat is firm, it does not become too tough even when boiled and has a very strong umami flavor. It's great that the meat can be easily removed from the cartilage. Swordfish has a delicate flavor and little taste. You can find it in supermarkets all year round, but when is it best? This time, we will introduce the characteristics of swordfish as well as the season and production area, as well as how to choose and preserve delicious swordfish. The variety of swordfish recipes introduced later in the article is not to be missed. Swordfish is a fish belonging to the swordfish family of the Perciformes order, a giant fish with a total length of 4.5 meters and a weight of more than 500 kilograms. It is a very aggressive fish, using its proboscis extending from its sharp, protruding upper jaw like a sword to hunt small fish by hitting or cutting them up. Swordfish live in temperate and tropical regions around the world and are caught in countries around the world, from Asia to Europe. The main production area in Japan is Miyagi Prefecture, and according to 2019 data, this province accounts for 43% of the national market share, of which Kesennuma Port has the largest exploitation output. Additionally, it is grown in various regions of Japan from Hokkaido to Okinawa, including Kochi, Kanagawa, Mie and Iwate prefectures. Swordfish can be found in supermarkets year-round, so you might not notice it when it's in season. This is because there are many frozen and imported products from foreign countries such as Taiwan and Vanuatu at relatively reasonable prices. The season for raising swordfish indoors is from fall to winter. Winter swordfish at this time of year is rich in fat and exceptionally delicious. Although it is less fatty in the summer, it is called summer mecca by the Kesennuma people because of its mild flavor. Although the price is a bit high, domestically produced swordfish is not easy to dry out even when heated, and you can enjoy its delicate flavor with less stickiness. Swordfish is a giant fish with a total length of more than 4 meters, so it is often sold in fillet form in supermarkets. Therefore, the key to finding delicious swordfish is knowing how to choose fillets. Check it out below. Fresh swordfish fillet has a firm texture that causes it to puff up. If the meat is brown or has dripping juices, it's likely that its freshness has been reduced, so it's best to avoid it. The fat in swordfish is mixed with the meat, so the meat has a milky white color, which means it is fatty. Fillets are usually square, but a J-shaped steak is especially recommended because it is especially fatty. Swordfish comes in both fresh and frozen varieties, but raw swordfish is the tastiest. Frozen items tend to dry out when heated, but raw swordfish has a moist texture. As I introduced earlier, there is no fish called marlin tuna and most of them are swordfish. A similar species is the marlin, but this is a high-quality, orange-fleshed fish that is mostly consumed in restaurants so is rarely found in supermarkets. How to preserve swordfish and what are the key points to keep the fish always fresh? It's best to eat fish fillets like swordfish as soon as possible after purchasing them, but if you want to preserve them, there are a few things you can do to keep them fresh. Below are some points to keep in mind when storing food in the refrigerator or freezer. One of the reasons why fish has a fishy smell is due to the oxidation of fats in fish. When meat is exposed to air, fat is more easily oxidized, so when storing, wrap tightly in plastic wrap to avoid meat contact with air. If you want to store swordfish in the refrigerator, don't put it in the refrigerator like the package you bought it. First, wipe off moisture from the surface, wrap it in dry kitchen paper, then wrap tightly in plastic wrap to avoid exposure to air. Store it in the refrigerator and eat it as soon as possible. Trolling, which involves cruising and aiming for large fish, is considered the pinnacle of sport fishing and is very popular. Among these, marlin fishing is the dream of many anglers. Perhaps many people want to see a live marlin fish, with a sword-like upper jaw and sharp dorsal fin. This time, we will introduce the time, location and necessary items for marlin fishing. Use this article as a reference and try your hand at marlin fishing this year. Marlin are classified as a fish in the order Perciformes, suborder Marlin, and include two species, swordfish and Marlinidae. This is a large carnivorous fish that swims in warm waters and has a season from April to May. In the waters surrounding Japan, it is distributed mainly from the Pacific coast of southern Honshu to the northern coast of Kyushu. This fish is characterized by a sword-like upper jaw and a sharp snout to catch prey. Marlin is a fish with red meat, shape and color similar to tuna. High-quality fatty fish can be eaten as sashimi, but swordfish is usually mild and has a mild flavor. It is popular because it is rich in high-quality protein and essential amino acids and is low in calories. It is easy to use in cooking and is recommended for sashimi, maniere, frying and simmering. Marlins often migrate at high speeds in the open ocean, but they arrive in coastal waters during the spawning season from May to September. Generally, the marlin fishing season begins when water temperatures reach 22 degrees Celsius upwards, and the best marlin fishing season is said to be from July onwards, when the rainy season ends and the seas are calm. In Okinawa, you can fish for marlin year-round, but off Hachijojima, you can fish for marlin until around November unless the water temperature drops significantly, making this a recommended spot for amateurs. Additionally, because marlin live in waters approximately 3.7 to 5.6 kilometers from the coast, marlin fishing requires high-speed fishing boats, cruises and specialized equipment. Here, we will introduce the essential items needed to truly enjoy marlin fishing. Marlin are fish that swim alone or in small schools, so they are often caught when fishing with high-speed cruises. Trolling is a fishing method in which a baited line is cast while the boat is running, also known as trolling. Because marlin are large and strong, with typical sizes ranging from 60 to 250 kilograms, a specially designed fishing rod is required for fishing. Choose trolling rods made of sturdy materials such as fiberglass. As a reel guide, we recommend using a dual shaft reel that has enough room to handle unexpectedly large fish and can spool about 1,000 meters of 80-pound line, number 30. There are two types of marlin fishing, bait fishing and live bait fishing, but live bait fishing is most popular in Japan. As a leader, tie 60 pounds of fluorocarbon or nylon to a length of about 6 feet. Then, attach a 130-pound fighting lead to its tip to prevent muzzle rubbing. Marlin are fish that can reach speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour, so prepare a special bait that can handle trolling by high-speed cruisers. Marlin fishing uses bait that imitates bait fish, such as squid and small fish. In terms of power, we recommend soft baits with octopus heads and baits instead of hard baits. Marlin fishing is done by leaning the fishing rod against the stern of the boat. So, unlike regular fishing, there is no need to use a fishing rod. To successfully fish for marlin, it is important to have a vessel that can operate at a speed that prevents the marlin from seeing the bait and the cooperation of all anglers on board. Marlin fishing is difficult for one person to do alone, so it is often done in a group of several people. Communication between angler and captain is the key to success, so to enjoy marlin fishing, it's best to join a group or club and take on the challenge as a team. Marlin fishing is famous for its strong fighting power, which is a dream come true for anglers and loved by many fishing enthusiasts. Unlike regular fishing, to fish for marlin requires special equipment such as fishing boats, cruisers, and fishing rods, so you must prepare carefully before starting. However, although the preparation is difficult, the joy of catching a big fish is boundless. If you are interested in marlin fishing, please use the information introduced in this article for reference and try your hand at marlin fishing. Mainly sold through books. You don't often see raw swordfish eaten in Tokyo, but the sashimi is delicious. It looks beautiful and has the same color as yellowfin tuna but has less acidity. Full-bodied flavor. It also has a good aftertaste and is easy to eat. In Sanriku and other places, there are ordinary but delicious dishes, so even when I order them, I sometimes want to eat them. Swordfish fillet marinated in soy sauce, mirin, sake and yuzu juice. Grill carefully to avoid burning. If grilled only with salt, it will feel dry, but the umami taste of soy sauce will blend to create a delicious flavor. The salt-baked harmonica of the swordfish harmonica consists of fin muscles that move the dorsal fin and bones that support the fin membrane. Below the dorsal fin is a fatty, fibrous mass located between fin bones. Cut the trumpet into easy-to-grill pieces. Sprinkle with salt and let sit for a few hours. Bake this slowly and carefully. While eating, remove bones and explore the muscles between the bones. It has a very sweet taste and is very delicious. When you swallow it, a delicious liquid will flow out from inside. CNY grilled swordfish using white miso marinated swordfish, Sendai miso with high koji content etc. will be delicious. Dilute this with sake, mirin, etc. and add sugar for sweetness. Sweet dishes go well with rice. Cook this slowly so it doesn't burn. Treat swordfish, use the residue for salted fish, or the old residue to peel off. Sprinkle a little salt on the fillet. This dish is soaked in a mixture of lees, sugar and mirin for more than a day before baking to prevent burning. If you use lees, it will not be too hard and will be easier to eat. Harmonica, swordfish simmered under the fin. Cut the bottom part of the fin accordingly and blanch to remove slime. This dish is gently boiled with sake, mirin and soy sauce. If you use rice as a side dish, it is best to boil the rice with sugar to create sweetness. Adjust seasoning to your preference. I felt happy eating while removing the thin bones. It was delicious. Sweet and spicy poached swordfish Tokyo style boiled swordfish fillet cooked Tokyo style with only soy sauce and sugar. The problem is that it's a bit tricky, but it goes really well with rice. This broth is used many times in restaurants, but if you have leftover broth, you should save it. Swordfish harmonica, the fin muscle of the swordfish located below the dorsal fin and the soft ray bone of the fin is called the harmonica. I always grill it with salt or boil it. The reason it is boiled is because soy sauce goes well with it. If it goes well with soy sauce, you can also use uesuki. Divide the trumpet into strips of equal length for ease of eating. Blanch and place in cold water to remove the slimy surface. Drain the water and serve while boiling sake, soy sauce, mirin and a little sugar. In the photo, onions are spread under a harmonica. The onions absorb the flavor of the trumpet very deliciously. If you have access to fatty swordfish fillets, this is a dish you should try making. Cut fillet into bite-sized pieces. Blanch frozen foods once to remove slime and drain well. Eat this dish with green onions while simmering with soy sauce, mirin and sake. You can also use sugar as in sukiyaki. When fatty, it melts in the mouth and is delicious. I tried using the skin, the miso soup streaked part of swordfish. It has surprisingly little umami flavor, so cut it into pieces and boil it in kelp broth to make miso. Add miso, vegetables, etc. to your liking. It's mild, but you can taste the swordfish flavor and it's delicious. The skin is good for juice. Pan teriyaki frozen swordfish fillets will release moisture, so wrap them in paper towels to remove excess moisture. Sprinkle flour on top. No need to sprinkle flour on top, and stir fry until cooked. Once cooked, take the cake out of the pan, add soy sauce and mirin, or soy sauce, sake and sugar, to the plastic pan and boil a little. Return the fillet to this point and toss. The salty, sweet and salty seasoning helps cook the rice very deliciously. Raw swordfish fillet maniere with salt and pepper. Remove some moisture from frozen fillets. Sprinkle flour on top and stir fry slowly with plenty of oil. Add butter flavor at the end. If you use oil, it won't be too hard. It goes well with butter and is very delicious. Salt and pepper the fried fresh swordfish fillets, and wrap the reconstituted frozen fillets in paper towels to remove excess moisture. Sprinkle with flour, roll in beaten egg, coat with breadcrumbs and fry. You can feel the delicious taste of white swordfish meat. Swordfish and chips gather the swordfish scraps and season with salt and pepper. This dish is dusted with flour and fried with potatoes in beer batter and flour. The surface of the dough is crispy and fragrant, the inside is moist. Very flavorful. The fatty part of the swordfish is fried to a crispy texture, topped with shredded radish, topped with a deli.